Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We were talking about the confidence interval. So what we said is that if we have to measure, yesterday we took an example of weight of the baby, of the whole population. So if we want to find what is the average height of girls in Kashmir, okay? So अब मैं इंच टेप लेके एक गर्ल को बोलूँगा तू इधर आ, मैं can't do that, right? So what do? We don't work on a whole population. We work on a sample. We work on what? And we estimate. We what? Because whatever the probability we say that this is going to be my mean, for example, what's the mean? It's kind of an estimate. We're estimating that 5.2 is the average height of the girls. 5.3 or whatever. Or 5.4 or something. This is the average. This is what? So I get a sample out and I'm trying to get a mean of this. I'm trying to get what? Mean of the sample. But sample is just a small part of the whole population. But what I'm trying to get the mean, I'm reflecting on the whole population that the mean of the girls in a whole Kashmir is this much. It may have errors. Maybe I went to the colony where I got the Tahneel and all. They're very tall girls. Okay? So I got the mean, 5.7 is the mean. I got what? Or maybe I go to somewhere where the girls, I took my sample where the girls were not, they were like short and all, right? So I get the mean as 4.7 or something. So there may be the errors. There may be what? That is why we take a lot of samples. And we said sample size should be greater than 30. Right? The sample size should be greater than 30. Okay. And so if the sample size is greater than 30, we take a lot of samples and we get the mean of all the samples. But definitely these means will not be the same. अगर इसमें 5.2 आया, इसमें 5.3 आ सकता है, इसमें 5.4 आ सकता है. So that is why we distributed our probability. जो हमने किया था ना? So we did normal distribution and all. So if we the normal distribution, we see that the curve comes like the bell, the Gaussian, right? So we distributed our probabilities. Now, when we estimate, we were trying to estimate was the point estimation. Was what? But not in a range. It was a point. We got a mean, just single point. But definitely, this point will not be exactly the mean of the population. There will be some issues. There will be some problems. So we say, do one thing, give me the range. Don't talk about just a single point, talk about the range. That is why this distribution is telling about. This is the whole range from here to here. Okay? And then we move further. What is the, we say, this range is by the way is called confidence interval. It's called what? That we are confident that within this range, the girl's height exactly lie of the whole population. We are confident enough. So we get the confidence, we say like confidence interval 95%, 97%, and there comes the Z score. That comes what? Z जो हम निकाल पड़ा. ठीक है? Why there is a Z score and all with this? Because we say that, say for example 95, I am taking say sample of 1,000, in 1,000 students, I am taking a sample of 100 students. I am saying a sample of what? Which like T. And then I want to see what is the probability of that this much of guys like T. What is that probability? Okay? And how much confidence you have. How confidently you say that 95% lie here. Okay? They may lie little here, little here. That's why we got a standard deviation. That's why we got what? That from the mean, this much of standard deviation is from the mean. This much of this. Then we got the range. We say from here to here. Say, if I want to estimate, I will not say like, what is the average height of the girls in Srinagar. I will not say it's 5.5. I will say, bro, it is from 5 to 6. Now I got the range. Because I'm not telling the exactly 5.5 or 5.3 or something. I'm saying from 5 to or 4.7 to 5.8. This is my range. But then, so if I do that this much to this much, then there will be still some kind of an error here. That's the Z value. That's my what? The Z value. The Z score which comes up here. Okay? That's the, error. small, still, even though I know 95%, I'm confident that the height of my girls of the whole population lie between this to this. Say for this was from 4.7 and this is 5.6. Okay, the average height of girls is 4.7 to 5.6. I'm 95% sure, but this will be a little bit, maybe it's not 4.7, it's 4.69 or 6.8. Maybe this is not 5.6, maybe it's 5.62. There is some sort of error still. That is the Z value. That's what. Now this is called the confidence interval. What is it called? We understood the sample. We know the sample has the sampling errors. Then there is a margin of error. The margin of error comes here. Okay? Got it? You get the point? So what is we then see the formula. We saw the formula. Now this confidence interval can be done by two ways. Can be done by what? Either by the mean or by the proportion. Yesterday we did the mean. Okay? We say confidence interval of means and confidence intervals of proportions. The means को हमने कल किया, by the way. What is the proportions? What is the proportion? What is the proportion? It's a simple thing. What is proportion? Proportion. Exactly. For example, I say proportion can be either decimal form, it can be in the percent form, or it can be the fraction. We can use the proportion in the three. If you don't know the proportion, I will help you, don't worry. Proportion, say for example, I say in 1,000 students, okay, or in 100 students, to be simple, I got 10% like T. 10% like what? So what is 10%? This is proportion. That what I want to say is that, dude, 10 divided by 100, that is 0, 0 gone, and 0.1. That is 0.1% like T. Is it? Or in a simple terms, 10 out of 100 like T. 10 out of 100 like. This is called a proportion. Okay? We saw what was the population of 100. The population is shown by the capital P. The population is shown by, and if I say the proportion, what proportion like the T? But what our question is now is that we say how much confident we are that this is the true value. That out of 110 like, yeah bro, 95% I know that 10 like T. Out of 110 like T. That is the confidence interval formula which will help us in that. Got it? Because if I get a mean kind of thing and all, the single precision, point estimate, that will be erroneous. We get a range, then we say how much percent we are sure that this is these guys like T. Got it? But that's different. But I'm arriving to that. I'm saying the population is P, and what proportion I'm saying like T, that will be shown. We say proportion. Proportion will be like a sample. In case of mean, it was X. In case of mean, which we talked in terms of X. In terms of what? But here, in proportion, we talk in terms of P. Yesterday, we were talking in terms of X. Okay, the random variable. And here, we talk in terms of P, the proportion. And the proportion will be shown by P hat. We call it P hat. Okay? Like Junaid sir with the hat, the skull cap. So, I'm the proportion. So, proportion is not talking about the population, it's talking about the sample. You're getting things out of it. Got it? So, if the proportion is P, what will be Q hat then? What will be Q hat? We know that probability. What will be Q hat? Tell me. 1 minus P hat. Simple as it is. Or other formulas if you want to see is P hat is going to be my X divided by N. X divided by X is like 10 and N was total number, population. X is the sample size, N is what? So this is gonna be like 10 divided by 100. And Q is 1 minus P hat, or you can write differently. You can write formula for Q hat like this. Q hat is equal to N minus X divided by N. that is in this case 100 minus 10 divided by 100. That is going to be 90 divided by 100. 0 gone 0.9. So this common sense hai agar, so the proportion can be either in a decimal form 0.9 or I could say 90%. Okay, है ना, or I could say in 90 by 100. तीनों तरीके से बोल सकता ना मैं, it's one and the same thing, right? You can say either 90 by 100, like we say it could be the decimal form, percent form 90%, because अगर 10 लोग टी मांग चाहते हैं तो कॉफी कितने 100 में से मांग रहे हैं? No, simple as it is. So Q hat, we got the Q hat and the P hat. Got it? So let us see the formulas and we just plug in the values. We set the confidence interval of means, huh? Then we got a confidence interval of proportions. Yesterday we saw the formula. What is the confidence interval formula? That is mean plus minus Z. Okay? This is actually alpha by 2. Huh? We don't write, we sometimes write alpha Z ka star, or sometimes write Z alpha divided by 2. It's actually alpha divided by 2. If you want to see exactly, or you can directly plug in the values, or you can calculate using the Z table. Okay, we've got a Z score table. I will show you how to calculate from a Z score table also. Yesterday we just directly asked it, Google, what is the Z value? We can calculate the Z score. I will show you how. Then there is a into multiply by sigma divided by under root of n. What is this? Standard deviation divided by the population size, because n is the population size. Okay, this is the formula. But for proportions we can't use the x, we have to use the p hat. We have to use what? Plus minus again the z alpha divided by 2, that is same, but here we have under root of p hat q hat divided by n. This is my formula. This is my, you have to remember all these formulas. It looks like tough, but if you give regularly half an hour, it would have been easy. But the problem is you guys are very irregular. That is the issue. Otherwise it was easy peasy. Given half an hour every day, you would do it. Still you have videos and you can still recap and get it done. This could also be written like this. If I don't want to write Q, I want to write this formula in terms of P. Then tell me what is this equal to. P hat plus minus Z alpha divided by 2. Yes, P hat. What we write in this case Q, because some books write like that, so you may get confused. No. 1 minus P hat divided by, and some books write like this, so you don't think this is different. It is same, because Q, I show you in the previous slide that Q hat is actually 1 minus P. Right? It's one and the same thing. Got it? And we can say, because from the Gaussian, bell curve here, this guy is actually made of two things, like I told you yesterday. Okay, this is a range, but basically we are saying, dude, this is my mean, this is my what? The mean is what? Is a point estimate or a range estimate? It is a point estimate, it is there, as you could see. I am trying to get the range estimate, that's confidence interval, that is my range estimate. But it is made up of point estimate firstly. And then what is this? I told you yesterday. This is the margin of error. This is what? Margin of, okay, this is the margin of error. This one, okay, this is the total is the margin of error. This total is what? Okay. Where we have Z-score and then we have standard deviation, how much you deviate from the population. This is simple as in, because how much, if you look at this, if you want to understand the formula, look at this. If you want to understand the formula, look at this. If I go for a single point estimate, if I go on about point, then I'm saying mean, this is the thing. But I know I'm taking a sample only, so from that this may not be the mean of population. Then I say, dude, you have to go standard deviation, left and right, left and this much of standard deviation to the left, so minus that thing to the mean, and this much of standard deviation to the right plus that to the mean. Okay, and then there is some error here. Here can be some errors. That is your z. That's your what? So typically, if you want to learn the formula, your confidence interval will be equal to, firstly, the point estimate. The point estimate plus or minus. Plus or, because minus on this side, plus on this side. You have to do it 2 times. Plus minus means what? You have to do it 2 times. You have to do it minus here and plus here. What is going to be plus and minus? The standard deviation times z. Right? Because I'm covering the whole thing, na? I'm getting the whole range covered. I'm getting the whole range covered. Because I'm saying this was the mean. I said, no, this can't be my population. I can't say it like that. Let me get it the mean whole. So I have to see how much standard deviation under the bell curve, normal distribution. Okay? How much standard deviation to the left? That means minus to the mean. जो point estimate है, that is my mean. उसको minus करो. क्या करोगे minus? Product of जो आपका ये error है ना, z वाला error. Okay? Into कितनी deviate आप होगे n के अंदर? That is sigma by. This is your standard deviation. I mean, this is your formula. And if you see what is point estimate, this is a mean actually. Got it? So that means you will do this thing 2 times. You will get a range, complete range here. For this one, for this point here, you will have the confidence interval will be from here to here. Right? So it will be from this guy to that guy. So you have to calculate. The numerical will come, then you have to calculate. कि भैया क्या होगी height of girls? It will be from 4.9 to 5.2. वो calculate होके निकलेगी. ठीक है? अच्छा, तो ये वाली फॉर्म, इसके लिए क्या फॉर्मूला होगी? मीन जो मेरा है, इसको माइनस करूंगा मैं, जो मेरा z है, दिस इज अल्फा बाई 2, ओके, और स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन बाय यहां से यहां तक, यहां क्या निकलेगा? जो मीन है उसको प्लस करूंगा मैं, जो z में का वैल्यू है, z अल्फा बाई 2 होता है हमारे पास, इनटू this is in case of my confidence intervals of mean. Now if I do confidence interval of proportions, confidence intervals of, I will use not mean, I will use the proportion p hat minus z alpha divided by 2, then under root of, what is that? P hat q hat divided by n. This is gonna be my error, margin of error. This is gonna be my point. This is the mean. Okay, same is here. From this to this, p hat, don't say cap hat, alpha divided by 2, plus करना ना, plus तो है, क्या बोल रही हो? p hat q hat divided by n. सारा क्या गलती करी थी? क्या सोच मत हो रहे? ये आपकी आंखों का धोखा है. सर थोड़ी ना गलती करेगा. कमाल है यार. ठीक है? Got it? Let us do a chulbuli numerical. You got that? Daha para bir pasar. Mümkün seot pasar paytim. तुझे मुझे बोतल तुम अच्छे से तरी ये ठंडी बोतल रख रही है आंखों के साथ ऐसे, so that she could keep her eyes open. कोई बात, मतलब हम क्लास के अंदर ही हैं, मतलब हम किधर है? Where are we? प्रॉब्लम है यार, बहुत दुनिया में बहुत प्रॉब्लम है. मुझे लगता है सिर्फ मैं ही एक बंदा हूं जो खुश है. I am the only guy who is happy. Now I am saying, listen, I am saying my question is, question we know, you have to frame it yourself. I'm just gonna tell you I will do like this on the question, that we have, say for example, 1,000 people. We have what? 1,000 students. 1,000. We have students of 1,000 students. Okay. So what is this gonna be? What is this is n. This is, remember the formula. What we need? What is that? P hat. P hat. Hanji. Plus minus z alpha by 2. Hanji. So that means I need na sample. I got the n, I need a p. How would a p? वो कैसे निकलेगा? पहले तो पता होना चाहिए कि कितने, कि 1000 में कितने, है ना? 1000 में 100, for example, 100 students like T. 100 students like T. Okay? 100 students like what? Because everybody is a tea lover. Why is there only 100 like tea? Right? Do you like tea? You guys like tea or not? अगर मुझे चाय नहीं मिली तो मैं मर जाऊंगा सीधे. I even take one tea before going to bed. Before going to bed, I say, now Zan is making teas. I show him like this. You know what does it mean? Half cup. This is our code word. I just when he goes, I finish, then he gets me. So tea जो पीता नहीं है ना, वो कम से कम मेरे क्लास में नहीं आना, ठीक है? वो बाहर रहना. So 1000 students में 100 बंदे, 1000 students में क्वेश्चन ऐसे वैसे आएंगे उलट पुलट करके, ठीक है ना? पर होगा यही. You have to find these guys in the question. कि 100,000 students में p hat निकलेगा 100/1000. p hat कैसे निकलेगा? Like t. हमें बताना है कि 95% कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ ये ट्रू वैल्यू होगा पॉपुलेशन का कि नहीं. हमें क्या बताना है कि 95% कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ ये होगा पॉपुलेशन में कि नहीं. गॉट इट? सो ये क्वेश्चन है. सिनेरियो ओवरऑल ये है कि क्वेश्चन जो भी होगा, ठीक है, उसको ऐसे आंखें थोड़ा ऐसे करना देना, भैया ये मेरा p है और ये यहां से p निकलेगा, ये n है और ये मेरा z वैल्यू देगा, ये बाकी बाढ़ में जाने दो जो भी है. गॉट इट? क्योंकि वो क्वेश्चन तो ऐसे ही होगा ना. अब कभी t होगा, कभी हाइट पकड़ रहा है, कभी किसी की मोटापन पकड़ रहा है, ओके, कभी किसी का कलर पकड़ रहा है, मगर होगा तो यही चीज है. सो नाउ what will be my p hat? So what is this? 100. This is x. What is 1000? This is n. So this will be x by n. That is going to be 100 divided by 1000. 2 और 2 गए और बचा एक, तो 0.1 आएगा ना. So p hat will be 0.1. Now जल्दी से बताओ what will be q hat? 0.9. Simple. 90%, 10%. Got it? So p hat मिला, q hat मिला, n भी मिला. अब किसको? z को. But we have the alphas here. We have what? ठीक है. So alpha कैसे निकलेगा हमें? वो 90% से निकलेगा. तो उसके स्टेप्स ये है. पहले आप 1 minus 90% is 0.9 है ना, ठीक है. पहले 90% को पॉइंट में लिखो. 1 minus 0.9 कितना होता है? 0.1. ठीक है. और जो 0.1 निकला ये अल्फा निकला. ये क्या निकला? What will be alpha by 2? Because we have alpha by, that is alpha divided by 2 will be equal to 0.1 divided by 2. Okay. So that's going to be what? आता है करना डिवाइड? कसम से 0. Very good. 0.5. तो 5 होगा ना, because it's 0.1, so 0 आएगा 2. So 2 5 और 10, so ये आएगा वापस. ठीक है. इस 0.05 जो हमारे पास आया, इसको फिर से 1 माइनस करना है. 1 minus 0.05 to get the z value. To get what? अब करो इसको, कितना आएगा ये? 0.95. Your math is very good. ठीक है. इस 0.95 को हमें देखना है फ्रॉम द z टेबल. किससे देखना है? z टेबल से देखना है. मिनिमाइज होता है कहीं से? ये कैसे मिनिमाइज होगा? व्हाट इज इट? इसका मिनिमाइज कहां पे है? Quit. We take the windows, don't we? Okay, this is our browser. Write down the z table. Z score table, normal distribution. Okay, you get the Z table. कितना वैल्यू आया था हमें हमारे पास? 0.95. हाँ, he is telling the दंदर, but we need the table. टेबल है इसमें? होगा नीचे होगा मेरे ख्याल से, ये वाला है ना टेबल हमारे पास. ये हमारे पास टेबल है. We got 0.95. Find the 95. 0.95 is here. Here we go. Okay. So the value will be here 1.6. 1 point. On this way 1.6. Wait a second. On this way 0.95. हाँ? कहाँ गया ये? ये है ना? Minimum है ना 5 में यही? 0.95. Yes, this one. ये यहां से 1.6 आएगा. So Z का वैल्यू हमारे पास आएगा. This is 1.6. Okay. और यहां से क्या आया? 0.05. 0.05 पे ऐड करो. This is going to be 1.65. So you plug the Z value as 1.65. So हमारा जो वहां पे है, जो यहां पे Z का वैल्यू अब आएगा, that will be equal to what? 1.65. So we got all the values. We got all the P hat. What is the P hat going to be? 0.1. इसको पहले माइनस करेंगे हम, क्योंकि रेंज निकलेगी ना हमारे पास. क्या निकलेगी? रेंज. लेट मी okay, solve some good questions. Solve some questions from this. So हमारी रेंज का कहां से निकलेगी? हमारी निकलेगी पहले P hat, that is 0.1. इसको माइनस करेंगे हम 1.65, that is my Z value. अंडर रूट करेंगे हम P hat into Q hat. What is P hat? 0.1 into 0.9 divided by 1000. You have to calculate this thing. This will give me the lower range. This is the confidence interval का low part. ठीक है ना? Now I need the confidence interval का क्या? High part. And what is the confidence interval high part will be? 0.1. इसी को प्लस करना है खाली, बाकी यही सारा है. Got it? So this will be the high value, this is the low value. So between this will be our range जो हम कैलकुलेट करना चाह रहे हैं कि 95% जो हम बोल रहे हैं कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ कि इतने लोग टी पी रहे हैं, उनकी रेंज ये है. Got it? Calculate it and tell me what is the values. And in the meantime, we can close this.